Hello, beautiful people. My name is Antoinette, and I'm going to lead you in a practice I like to call flow before you go. So let's start by taking a nice, comfortable seat. You can grab a cushion to sit on to bring the ground up a little bit, to raise your hips so you can be comfortable. You can sit with your legs crossed. Your legs can be out, whichever you decide to choose. Take a nice, deep breath. You can keep your eyes closed, or you can take a gaze forward softly. Really come into your space, come into your body, and take a few breaths to ground yourself. Doesn't have to be anything crazy or extra special. And when you are ready, begin to lift your head up and down. Or if you want to go right into some head circles, you can go right into some head circles. Just take your chin to your chest and then gradually take your breath in, your head to the right side. And when you're ready to take that exhale, take it back to center and take it over to the left side. The shoulders are down away from the ears. You are quite relaxed in your space. And just repeat this motion back and forth as many times as you like, as fast or as slow as you like. Your practice is yours, and I am simply here to be a guide along the journey. When you're ready, take your head back and begin to take that circle around halfway or all the way. Just let your head fall to the back of your space, to the back of your room, and do circles from left to right and then right to left. Your hands can rest on the front of your knees for support, or they can rest wherever you want them to. Just intentionally take your breath and this head movement left to right, all the way back, and right to left, all the way back. When you're ready, you can also take your hands to the back of your head to give yourself a little bit more of an extra stretch in the back of the neck. You might feel it down in your shoulders. Just take note of the sensations that come up for you. Lift the head back once more, and no matter what seat you're in, let's take a seated cat-cow. So you have some visual options of your legs open or your legs crossed, and you're leading your chest forward, arching your back. And as you exhale, you're rounding your back. So inhale, lift the chest forward. Exhale, round the back. You can take that motion in the circles like I have here. Same concept. Inhale, going forward. Exhale, going back. Inhale, lift the chest and the chin. Exhale, round the spine, drop the chin. So take some of that movement, whichever direction you like, and feel your way through it. When you're ready to find your center, roll those shoulders forward and back. You can go backward first or forward. It doesn't matter which way you decide. Just roll those shoulders up toward the ears, back to the back of the room, and forward again. You can invite that cat-cow back in this space if you like, if that feels welcoming to the body. And you can wiggle it out and shake it out as you please. Take a nice big inhale, bringing the arms up. And as you exhale, take it over to the opposite side. It doesn't matter which side you choose. Just follow your mind and follow your body. When you're ready, take another inhale. And as you exhale, switch over to that opposite side, bringing the hand down next to you. We have blocks here. You can move them out the way. You can bring them back. Whatever you choose to do. I'm just giving you a few options. You want to open that side body with each extension, keeping the breath in mind. Inhale and exhale over to the other side. You can make your way back center, bringing the arms up. And as you exhale, Fold forward either on your blocks or just directly in front of you. Legs can be crossed, legs can be extended, whatever comfortable seat you have. You take that big inhale up, and you exhale forward. Just sit and breathe here for a moment. When you're ready, you can take those blocks back to the sides of you, inviting that big inhale with the arms coming up, chest is lifted. And as you exhale, you can take that exhale over to the side. If you have a big bosom like I do, move that meat out the way so you can invite a deeper twist by grabbing that left hand on the right knee and taking that right hand behind you. The chin is over to the right. Your gaze is over to the right. Do not be afraid to move the flesh. Release, take it back center, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up once more, and exhale your way to the opposite side. Again, moving the meat out the way, grabbing onto that opposite knee, and bringing that hand behind you. So your left hand is behind you, comfortably, shoulders are down, gaze is over that left shoulder. Or your hands are on the opposite sides of your blocks, and you're breathing. Release that motion and go forward. Open that back more, open the chest more. Whatever movement comes to you that's comfortable, do so. Move the blocks out of the way, move the cushion if you are seated on one. We are making our way to our first tabletop. If tabletop is not comfortable for you, definitely keep that cushion nearby or have a towel or something else that you can have under your knees. We want comfort first. We want comfort before we move forward to the extra stuff. You can take a comfortable seat on your heels if that feels good and welcoming. If not, you can stay up on your knees. When you are ready, make your way to that tabletop position. The hands are directly under the shoulders. So you have shoulders, elbows, wrists in line. The hips are directly over the knees. And the tops of the feet are pressed into the mat. You want to engage everything, but keep a neutral spine. That means no arching the back and no rounding the back. We want to make our way right in the middle before we head into those cat-cows. So same thing, take an inhale. When you're ready, drop the belly, lift the chin. And when you're ready for that exhale, round the spine. If you'd like to take that forward and back movement, shift forward and back. See how that feels on the hips and the wrists. Maybe take that movement side to side. And in that small view, I'm taking that circular motion again of rounding the spine, inhaling, dropping the belly, exhaling, rounding the spine. Tabletop can be a position where you really tap into self and see what your body is feeling. So inhale, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch the back. Find that stillness when you're ready, or you can continue moving. But keep that round back in that exhale, and keep that nice arch in that inhale. And just shift that back and forth. Flow through that as much as you like. Make it your own. Do what feels good. If tucking the toes under feels good and you feel more stable that way, do so. Continue with this motion forward and back. Cat-cow, rounding the spine and arching the back. This is a good warm up for the wrists as well. We haven't moved into any positions completely on our hands, but just that simple shift back and forth can wake up the ankles, it can wake up the hips, the shoulders, as well as the wrists and hands. I want you to really explore how this feels in the spine. And when you are moved to, shift your weight back towards your heels and make your way to child's pose. You can even use your blocks to bring them up under your hands to open up that front space for you to place your head further if you like. Continuing to shift the weight back toward the heels. Widen those knees as well. Make space for the belly and the body. If you'd like to have the blocks under the elbows for additional support, move them, adjust them, shift them around. See what feels good for you and your body right now in this moment. Make sure in everything that you do, you're breathing your way through. You can go ahead and make your way back to that tabletop position with or without your blocks. But I would say for this next part, possibly move the blocks to the side so your foundation is nice and stable. You can take that moment again to shift the hips side to side. That just feels really good in my body, so you might see me do that kind of often. I'm following what feels good. When you're ready, step either foot back and rock forward and back to open up that space in the front body of the leg as well as wake up that ankle. Take it to the other side. You can follow your breath or you can just simply follow your movement, whatever feels good for you. Here's another way that you can do it. You can have your blocks supporting you, lifting up that front area for you, just in case you just need additional space or it just feels better in your body. There's nothing wrong with utilizing different props along your practice. I actually highly encourage it. When you're ready, take that extension of the opposite leg and opposite arm and breathe through. You can also lift that leg off the ground, extend it just like that opposite arm, or again, you can keep it planted. Take that movement a few times. Take a big inhale and exhale as you extend opposites. Take a moment to find your center and make your way to that other side. You can start with the taps, you can stay with the tap, or you can lift that leg and really feel your core engage. You'll feel everything from the tip of your finger to the tip of your toe. See what that feels like in your body. See what came up for you. You never know what you can do unless you really give yourself the space to try. It might be a good sensation. You might say, you know what, I'm going to take it back down. You are in control. Remember that. You can take a moment and shift right on back to that child's pose. Open up those shoulders, relaxing the belly, shifting the hips back toward the feet, and breathing through. Again, the blocks can be up under the hands or even the forearms or elbows. Breathe. Make your way back to the center of your mat and grab your blocks. You can have them directly under your hands, and you can take a moment for like a floating pose and shift up into that downward facing dog. Your heels do not have to touch the mat, but you do want to find that central space between your feet and your hands where your weight is distributed evenly. You can pedal the knees. You can see how that feels for you. You can take any kind of movement that comes to mind. Your body will start to move. You can make your way to a 3-legged dog, maybe even inviting some knee circles. So you step your one stationary foot to the center of your mat, and then you extend the leg. You can take those knee circles the opposite direction, make your way down, extend that opposite leg up, breathe through, open the hip space, circle the knees. Your hips might pop, they might not, and all of this might not feel very inviting to you, but it gives you a chance to really see what you like and what you don't like. Make your way back down to your knees and shift back into a yummy child's pose. You've been doing some major work here. Reward yourself with rest. When you're ready, make your way to a seated position with your yoga blocks next to you. We're going to explore camel pose. This is a yummy pose that I like to explore when I want to open my front body. You will feel the stretch all the way up the front. So you have the front of the legs, the hip space, the pelvic space, your abs, your chest, all of it. With your blocks by your knees, you can explore, by your heels, you can explore different levels and different spaces of openness. By extending one arm, you have the space to see if a back bend feels good in the body. You could take a moment, come back center, place both hands back on the lower back, reaching back to your block, taking a nice big breath. And as you extend that arm up, exhale. Take a pause at different levels. Whether you can reach your heels or ankles or not, explore with the block first. You might feel an opening in your center. You can also take this moment to explore some different pulse movements by bringing that extended hand down to the opposite side and opening back up to the center. See what that feels like. Adjust the blocks accordingly and just explore this space. What you do on one side, try your best to remember to do it on the other side too. So shift the hips forward, open the chest. Big inhale, take an exhale as you open. Exhale. Maybe adjust the blocks. Big inhale. Exhale, open. Let's see what this level feels like. Open the chest, lift the chin. Hips are forward. Make your way back to that seat. After a few rounds of that, you can even explore tucking the toes under. So that's lifting the base of the heels so that you can have a better grip or a more comfy reach to explore camel pose this way. Hands to the low back, shifting the hips forward. Core is engaged, your abdominals are engaged, lifting the chest, letting the chin open up, maybe bringing one hand across the chest. Once that hand reaches the heel, maybe open the other arm up and out. See what that feels like for you. You can take it over to the opposite side, grabbing the other heel, bringing that other hand across the chest. You can take a moment with both hands again. Hands to the hips. Bring both arms up this time. Hips are shifting forward, chest is open, arms are up, chin is lifted. Breathe. Reach up and behind you. Try not to sink backward. Continue to shift forward, breathe through, exhale it down. If you'd like to go back and explore grabbing both ankles, both heels, you can grab one and then the other, keeping that chest lifted. Maybe your hips shift back so you can grab and then you shift them forward for that nice extension through camel. When you are ready, make your way back to that tabletop position. Maybe shift the hips side to side because you just did some amazing work there. And we want to show the hips some love. Take a big inhale and exhale your way to down dog. Find that center. Maybe step the feet in, bring the hands back toward the feet. Make your way into a forward fold, using the blocks to bring the ground up for you. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Engage the core, but also make space for the ab. Your heels can be further than hips width. You can take them as wide as you need to make space for the belly. Do not lock out the knee. Keep a slight, what we like to call micro bend in them, so that you can really get that engagement all the way through the leg, and you can protect your knee. Maybe straighten into like a semi-half lift, and as you take an exhale, fold forward just a little bit more. And when you're ready, take a nice roll up to a standing position. And now you're ready to go.